Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media, LLC. Healing yourself is connected with healing others. Yoko Ono. Today, we are pleased to welcome to our studio the first of authors from the current bestseller anthology, Elevate, The Rise of the Underdog. As you listen, these impactful stories may resonate with you. Sometimes the beginning of our healing journey is to hear our story come out of the mouths of others. Monique Cooks is a woman who is no stranger to tough times. She is a phoenix rising from multiple traumas to become a mother of two, a successful entrepreneur and philanthropist whose happiness lies in her service to her family, friends, and community. She is a mental health advocate by profession and purpose. Her advocacy for mental health awareness and treatment continues as she now becomes an author with the intent of being a storyteller for the voiceless and to those who have felt her pain. Welcome, Monique.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Yes, Monique, welcome, welcome, welcome. So tell us how you got on the road of mental health.
Oh my God. So mental health became my passion because I was the person who I thought I had it all together. And I realized very quickly I didn't because I was a divorcee. I was going through a divorce and I felt like life was happening to me. And I was needing to be on the other side of the couch. Like I ran the office and now I needed the same services that I preached to other people. And so I was like, well, I can't be out here advocating for other people, um, telling them that they need to come and make sure that their mental health is just as important as their physical health, and I not get the services that I need. And so I actually had to break down and say, hey, I need to talk to somebody because I'm shattered right now. I am broken. Like this is really happening to me, and I need to do something about it. I need to fix it. And so that's how I even became more of an advocate for the things that I do because I needed those services. And so I became on
Mhm.
both sides of the couch. I was a client at someone else's office as well as the manager at our office. And so that's how that happened. And it was life changing.
Yeah, and I think it's important that people understand that wellness from the neck up is crucial.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, and it's so necessary because just like you go when you think you have high blood pressure or you feel like you having diabetes, it's the same way that you need to go when you feel like that anxiety is something that you can't control, or you feel like, you know, I'm just crying too much these days and I just feel like my days just aren't like they used to be. That's when you need to go talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely, most definitely. And it's very hard because even now with all the information that's available, excuse me, there is still a stigma
Yes.
to reaching out, and people hide the fact they'd rather hide the fact that they need help than to reach out for it. And it's unfortunate, especially in these times when all of us, whether we want to admit it or not, have been impacted and our mental health and well-being has been impacted. So surely when we have critical situations like a divorce, people need support because it's more than the divorce that comes up. It's everything shows up. So,
Agree. Yes, ma'am.
mm,
For sure. Wow. So tell us your reason for doing the book.
So myself and the visionary author Misty had been friends for a long time. And so she actually knew my story. She knew where I worked and what I did. And so she says, girl, do you know how many people follow you? Like, people really follow your story. Like, you are like this phoenix that just, you are unstoppable. Like, people need to hear this story. You need to be a part of this book. Like, you need to be out here telling your story because people follow you, they listen to you, and they need to know the whole story from beginning to end, like the candid you. Like, you're very transparent, and you're at that you're the middle-aged mom that you're right. People literally see this smile and this perky attitude, and they wonder, like, how does Monique keep it together? Typically, they call me Mo. So they're like, Mo, how do you keep it together all the time? And I'd be like, girl, Jesus and a therapist. All the time. And so that's kind of what anchored me into Elevated, because she's like, this is your opportunity to tell the world your story. Like, they want to hear from Monique, like not just Mo, the office manager, or Mo, your home girl. They want to hear from Monique Cooks, the author. And like, you get the opportunity to tell your story transparently from you. And I said, you know what? You're right. Like, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tell Monique's story. And that's kind of how it happened. And we hit the ground running, and it's been a roller coaster ride, but a great one ever since.
Absolutely. And you get to meet other authors, and the collaboration, the camaraderie, all of
Yes.
it kicks in, and it's just a wonderful experience. So, what is the name of your chapter?
My chapter is called Dream Girl or Beautiful Nightmare.
Okay.
Mm.
It shocks everybody. I get that response immediately when I tell them. And so I'll tell you why I named it that. Because, like I said, when people meet me, they see this bubbly attitude, this outstanding personality. And a lot of people ask me all the time, like, how do you keep it together? But when you know me, like my family and all of that, it's either white or black with me. So either you get the dream girl, or either you feel like I'm a nightmare. And I think I'm a beautiful nightmare. So that's kind of how I named it. And so in there, in my chapter, that's kind of like you figure out why I named it the way that I named it, like exactly what I went through and why I did it the way that I did it.
Mhm.
Okay, so now a little snippet.
Oh God, it's so much in there. So mine's kind of talks about life after divorce. I'll say that that's where it starts. Because in my divorce, I was one of those like, I kind of did an anime bullet. I left everything, him, the house, everything, and I started over from a little air mattress. In my new home, I only packed my children's clothes, my clothes, and I started over with my air mattress. So you get that part from the very beginning. You're like the girl who had everything. Her world was shattered. She started over with her little air mattress. But then it goes on to talk about why I labeled myself the dream girl or the beautiful nightmare, that you find out that Monique, the person, struggled with her mental health. She struggled with her family relationships. She struggled with relationships itself. And that was why, growing up this little Black girl in Baptist church, of why we were always told we had to pray everything away, but prayer wasn't working. And so I had to go back to mental health. I had to get a therapist to keep me together, to keep my children together, to figure out, have somebody pouring into me while I'm trying to figure life out and take myself and my family to the next level, and how I did it to succeed, to take myself and my family to the next level. And so that's kind of where my chapter goes, and it tells the women, how you can do it as well. Like, keep striving, keep waking up every day, keep pouring into you, and find somebody that genuinely cares about you, that wants to pour into you, whether it is a therapist that you're paying to do so, but they're giving you really good life skills that you'll need for lifetimes to come, and your children will need them as well. And don't be afraid to ask for help, because everybody needs help sometime.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. We can't wait.
Yes, ma'am. I'm super excited.
And one of the things that you said that really hit me was, you know, especially in the African American community, the church was all we had.
Yes. Yes. And so for my family, like, okay, my mom is the oldest of seven children. My grandmother dropped out of school in the sixth grade. My mother only has an associate's degree. I have the same thing. And so you have to surround yourself around women that know, or people that know a little bit more than you do, that can pour into you. if you're going to get something else. As they say, if you want to get something you never had, you got to do something you never done.
Right.
So it was like, hey, I'm going to go against the grain because I believe in this. I believe in it wholeheartedly. And so me believing in it, I can't preach it to someone else if I'm not willing to experience it myself. So I'm going to go through it. And then I can tell you about my experiences for firsthand. So when people call my office, they're like, well, hey, what's it like? And I tell them it's like having a best friend you didn't know you had or you didn't know you needed. Because, and then when you're having a bad day, they're not going to wake up tomorrow and post all your business on social media. You're not going to wake up to a Facebook post, girl, let me tell you about such and such. No, confidentiality says they can't do that.
Right.
So, you're getting all of the life skills that you need.
Yeah.
You're getting all of the things that you need during that moment, during that trying time when you just feel broken, when you just feel lost. You're getting all of that. They send you home with homework. You have things that you have to pour into yourself because it's a two-part process. You have stuff that you have to do as well as they're doing their part as the therapist. And so you're getting all of that you need all at one time.
Wow. So how can people get at you?
Well, of course, they can email me at my name, Monique Cooks 0304 at Gmail. They can also, I'm on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, at my name, Monique Cooks. I don't have my own website, but you can find me on all of the social media.
Okay.
We can't wait to read
I
the
can't
chapter.
either. I am so elated you ladies had me. I appreciate the love. And
We are so elated you said yes.
Yeah.
and I hope y'all have me back.
Oh,
I'm always free.
definitely, most definitely.
Yes, we'd like to keep up with what you're doing and see how you progress.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Next
and also
adventure is going to
be
be.
a part of that progression. So it's on now, girl.
Thank you. Y'all have a good evening. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
And thank you so much.
No problem.
Wow.
Yeah, she has a story and we're just getting a little tidbit of it.
Yes.
That's going to be a powerful story for anyone who's gone through a divorce or any type of deep emotional breakup with someone. Yeah, I'm sure many people will find some identification there.
Absolutely.
Well, now we move on to our next guest, LeAnna Saucier. She is a woman of many talents and abilities. She is the Workforce Development Manager at Memorial Hospital, the largest healthcare system in South Mississippi. In 2021, she launched her own business, Brand and Elevate the Marketing Boutique, which is a natural result of over 10 years experience in the media industry with an extensive background in media sales and advertising, copywriting, hosting, and event planning. Wherever you find her at work, LeAnna's mantra is evident: be the light others may not see in themselves and help theirs to shine brighter. Welcome, LeAnna.
Yes,
Hello,
welcome.
ladies. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, we're excited to have you. So tell us how you got on this road of what you're doing now.
On my road to what I'm doing for a living, my career.
Yeah.
Well,
Tell us about that.
So I've actually only been in my current role since March of 2020, so right at the midst of the pandemic. But it's amazing how God works, because I feel like everything I've done in my past led me here and led me to this road as far as the experience that I've had. So one thing I don't really mention is I used to be an English teacher, and my major was broadcast journalism. My minor was English, but I also worked in media for many, many years. And I really, really loved outside sales and just being out in the community and getting to meet business owners and helping them grow their businesses. And I would copyright their ads and do voiceover work. I really enjoyed that side of the media world. Did that for 10 years. And then I found myself in the nonprofit sector doing fundraising. But when I was in my media job, I was working at a radio station here locally that did a lot in the community, very involved in the community. And that is what really gave me my passion for service. So I started helping with a lot of events while I was at the radio station. And when I saw an opportunity for a fundraising director at a local nonprofit, I applied for the job and I got the position. So I did that for 5 years, really, really loved it. We did lots of fundraising events, tons of work giving back into the community. But what a lot of people don't know, I really don't mention the teaching because I only did it for 3 years. And I went through a divorce at a young age during somewhere in there. And I decided to teach just to be on the same schedule as my small children. And I went through some difficult periods in my life. And so I decided to get in the nonprofit sector to give back because I've been on the receiving end of needing assistance and needing help. I've been on the receiving end of having a child with serious health issues and needing help paying bills, having to seek government assistance. And that is where my passion came to working in healthcare. So, and also with the nonprofit. So I switched from the nonprofit and came over here to where I currently work in the hospital industry, healthcare industry. I work in HR, but I'm able to assist people every single day with their career choices and finding the right job for them, career pathing, career growth, and jobs change lives. I'm definitely a testament to that. People can go from doubling their salary sometimes, just of course by education, but sometimes just a different job. And so being able to help people and help them find the right job for them, encouraging them to, hey, you know what, you don't have to stay in that position. You don't have to be a housekeeper. Why don't you come and meet with me? Let's sit down. Let's plan your future. We want to keep you here at our hospital, but we can find another position for you because we've all noticed you have amazing customer service skills. The patients love you. The visitors love you. The employees love you. So I want you to get a better job. So I am so excited about being able to help people because I've been there. I've needed help before. And so that's where my drive comes from.
Wow.
Wow. That's interesting. LeAnna, Ida and I were just having that conversation today about the care that employers have for their employees. And you are exemplifying that.
Yeah.
To be able to reach out and say to someone, so you're coming because you want to leave? No, let's see what else we can do. You have other
Absolutely.
qualities and you've proven yourself. So let's move you up. That's really a wonderful place to be in. That's an
It
awesome
really
place to
is.
be in.
And
Yeah.
you're the first HR
you.
person that I have ever known
Or
or
heard.
spoken to
Really?
that has that approach.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, absolutely. And I really feel like I said, it's where I've been in life. Everything I've done. And when I was an English teacher, I taught high school. I was helping my students with their resumes. So when they got out of high school, they would get a job. And now I'm doing that as part of my job today. I never would have thought back then, I was just getting a job so I could be on the same schedule as my young kids and be off on the weekends and in the summers. But, all of those skills that I did with different positions and the trials that I went through prepared me for where I am today. So I definitely am very passionate about what I do, and I really, really enjoy my job. So it's been a great learning experience, working in healthcare, but workforce development. So I still work with a lot of the local schools, high schools. I do job fairs, career fairs, and all of that. And of course, like I mentioned, help our internal applicants as well.
That is so beautiful. I am glad to know you, LeAnna.
Yes, indeed.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad to know you ladies, and I love what y'all are doing. It's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. And wow, I'm going to be thinking about this conversation for the rest because I've never, ever met an HR person like you. Never.
Yeah.
You're the first. And I'm here to tell you, I'm almost ready to retire. So that says a lot.
Yes.
Well, I will say
Yeah.
this, I don't get to do, HR, there's different aspects. So I'm not necessarily the problem side. As workforce development, it's definitely helping people and giving back to others and helping them, with their career growth. So,
And that's a critical
I'm glad.
of a company. You want to keep your good staff. You want to keep the people.
Absolutely.
Because they're seasoned, they know everything, they are they know your systems, they know so much. So when they become unhappy, to me, it is honorable to just go to them. What can we do to help you move to your next level?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's look at your skills. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
that in itself says we care about you.
And
Yes.
this is a
Absolutely.
new attitude. I mean, we need to talk about this because this is something that people need to hear as a alternative to the way that many HR departments are working. And to know that maybe there is something they can do to turn it around. Because as we all know, many companies are having a hard time pulling people back in to work after the pandemic. And one of the
Yeah.
reasons is exactly what you're working on. That, okay, so you don't want to come back the way you left. Well, let's see what your record shows and what else can we do to make coming back really uh, appealing, because that's really where it's going to. It's a matter of appeal. And many people feel that they can do better on their own. So I really like that. That's a unique approach.
Yeah.
And actually, it is an old approach. It's funny, it's an old approach. When I started out, and Ida and I are both, I'm retired. Okay, so you're talking many moons ago. The company that I really started with had that kind of approach. They promoted from the inside, and
Yes.
they really worked to train even the people who were in housekeeping
Mhm.
how to be the best that they could. And many of them went on and changed into upper management positions over the years. So it is a really wise way to run a business.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so blessed to work for a company that has that in their culture, that really, really, really wants to see their employees grow. We don't want to have their turnover. We don't want to keep having to retrain new people. We want to grow the people that we already have, because we
Yeah.
have some amazing people. So yes,
Yes. And
it's a great concept.
and as you speak about this, I'm thinking launching that attitude in other companies, because a lot of companies do not have that type of rapport with their employees. When you go to HR, it's like, oh Lord, what did I do?
Yes.
HR has become like jail. If you get
They
sent
don't
to
want to hear from
HR,
HR.
right? If you get sent to HR, or HR want to see you, it's like you sweating bullets. You know what I'm saying? Not like you don't feel like it's a place where you can really get support.
Yes.
That is true.
Employees
That
need
is
support.
definitely, and just being very frank, that is definitely something that a lot of people, this is a newer concept that my hospital has taken on. And in the last couple of years, and they've done a lot of just kind of, I wouldn't say rebranding, but just reconfiguring how we do HR. We've been growing our HR department by leaps and bounds. The hospital system as a whole is rebranding everything, vision, mission, like I said, the culture. And so we want to make sure that our employees are being heard and that our employees are appreciated. So absolutely, I understand what you're saying. So that's one thing that I do have to do is some of the older people that have been with us for so many years, when I introduce myself, I get to kind of meet some of the leaders and introduce myself, and it's a new concept for some of them,
Yes.
and I always say, hey, I make sure they understand what I do. So
Yes.
I'm here to be a resource to our employees and to the hiring leaders. Because
Yes.
I have people that I talk to, and I want them to know that when I'm referring someone to you, it's because they've been vetted and they've been trained, and I feel like they're a wonderful candidate. It's not that they're a problem
As
employee
you should be.
and I'm trying to move them, from one area to another because they're a problem. It's because they are going to be a good fit for their area.
Mhm. Wow.
So how does that translate into your participation in this anthology?
Well, I kind of spoke a little bit about my past, just gave y'all a little taste. My participation in the anthology. Well, being coming from an English background, like I mentioned, journalism and English, I've always enjoyed writing. When I was a child, I used to write a lot of fiction stories and just kind of did it as a hobby, and always just enjoyed reading books. Was kind of a nerd growing up. And I was a military brat, so we moved around quite a bit. And so, kind of started over, going to different schools. And that was just something that I always loved, was books and writing, which is why I decided to go to school for that. With that being said, I've never even tried to write my own book, but I feel like this is a great opportunity that introduced me to publishing and writing and just being a part of a book, even though it wasn't my own. And the anthology visionary is actually my best friend. So it's something that she talked about doing an anthology, and she talked about, this is something she wanted to do. And I absolutely was on board from day one, and encouraged her. I think some months went by, and I said, hey, remember you talked about doing a book? Why don't you go ahead and do that? So for 2021, during this pandemic, she went ahead and launched the idea and, put it out there to solicit authors. So I was absolutely on board. It was a really good fit for me. I have known other people to do anthologies, and this book, Elevated: The Rise of the Underdog, was just a good fit for me because it really spoke to my past and some of the challenges that I faced. And I talk about that in the book. I kind of go back to my late teenage years and what I was going through at the time, and how I overcame some of the situations that I went through. And again, it all plays into how I got to where I am today and where I am in my career. And I just hope that it encourages other women that may be going through something similar to what I have gone through, or my background as a single parent, as a young wife that went through a divorce at a young age and struggled financially for many years. So I just hope that something in my story does inspire someone else to keep pushing forward and do not give up, because you will see the light at the end of the tunnel, as I have.
Yes, absolutely. So how can people get in touch with you?
Well, I love Instagram. So I am on Instagram. My name on there is Oh So Lovely, but I'm going to spell it. It's OHSOOLUVLEE. And my name's LeAnna. A lot of my friends call me Lee. So Oh So Lovely. And then my business, I did launch a business this year, Brands and Elevate, which is a social media marketing company. Just a part-time business. Of course, I have my full-time job, but that Instagram name is Brands and Elevate. And also I am on LinkedIn, LeAnna Saucier, and that's LeAnna, and my last name Saucier, and maybe appearing on the screen is Saucier. Please feel free to find me on LinkedIn and on Instagram.
Absolutely. Well, this has been awesome, to say the least. And
Thank you. Thank you.
we have quite a bit in common. So we will definitely be talking to you about some of the things that you do. Maybe we can collaborate and bring it into what we do. So we'll
I
look
would love
forward to
that.
that. And what's the name of your chapter in the book?
Oh, goodness. The name of my chapter is Good Girl, Bad Decisions, or Bad Choices. I should have that down pat by now. Good girl, bad choices. So it's kind of, wanting to be a little eye-catching there. And a lot of people that know me today had no idea. I'll say that. Just people don't realize, like, wow, I would have never thought you went through anything like that. But yes, I did.
Yeah, you just never know. You just never know, for sure. Wow, this has been great. We're going to go ahead and bring Monique back in because we want you to see both of these authors together. They are such a breath of fresh air. I have really enjoyed each and every one of you and your stories and your demeanors. Everything about you is just vibrant. So we
Thank
appreciate
you.
being here.
Thank you so much. This has been an amazing opportunity and amazing experience as well. I am just blown away by what you all of the platforms and all the things that you two ladies are doing. So I'm really excited about where you guys are going to continue to take all of the things that you guys are doing, because you're giving back as well. You're giving back to the masses, and just connecting people all over the world. So that's phenomenal.
Yes.
So I have to commend you two ladies as well.
Well, we definitely
you.
appreciate you. So thank you so much. If it wasn't for people like you, we would not exist for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we
Doesn't mean
are
that we
definitely
exist.
grateful for being able to spread the word, let people see and hear the voices of so many amazing people. You know, so it gives so much hope, inspiration to our viewers and our listeners. So we definitely appreciate you
Yeah.
for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
To be down here, I didn't think that little old me was going to be on such a platform. So I appreciate the opportunity. This is amazing. You ladies are amazing.
Thank you so much. And likewise, and this is just the beginning, ladies, just the beginning. So
Your the stories that you share, there's nothing like hearing your story come out of someone else's mouth. And that's what often happens on with JMMB. People, our listening audience is amazed to hear that, because a lot of people don't have that transparency. So sometimes we think we're all alone. Nobody's ever experienced this except me. You get the headlines, but you don't get the story. So when they reach out and they buy your book and get the chance to read your chapter, it will be a healing of sorts for them. Or for some people, it will be the beginning of their healing journey. So thank you so very, very much for being here.
yeah.
Appreciate you very much.
And again, the title of the book and where everybody can get the book.
Title of the book is Elevated, the Rise of the Underdog.
Okay. And can they get the book from each one of you, or how's that work?
Well, my book is actually on my business website. The official book, it just became available digitally on Amazon. But if you would like to support me directly, you can go to www.brandandelevatebtq.com, and the BTQ stands for boutique. brandandelevatebtq.com, and there's a way to pre-order the book and also pay on the website. And individuals, once they go in there, they can actually pre-order and it will be shipped out to them. So wherever they live, if it's, I'm in Mississippi, Monique and I are both in Mississippi, but we are able to ship that out. And I know that Monique probably has a form that people can also pre-order. Monique, maybe you can give your email address.
Oh yeah. Mine is the same way. We have, like I said, I'm on all social media platforms. I also have a job form that I can send out to anyone that wants it for myself. Either way, so it's we both have the same connection. So either way, you get the same book, same amazing authors.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So thank you so much, ladies. I did get the digital copy. I just got it the other day because I saw it pop up on Facebook. I said, let me get this book.
You helped support our bestseller campaign. Thank you so much.
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Now we're international bestsellers because you got a copy.
Oh, right. Glad to support. Well, ladies, this has been a blast, to say the least. We are looking forward to what God has in store for the collaboration, since you have now touched our lives. So we know it's more to come.
Absolutely. I cannot wait.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. It has been a blessing.